We have finally made it to the end of the NFL season, and it's Super Bowl week. So why not get in on the action at the DraftKings Sportsbook? You guys know that at DCTV, we love the DraftKings Sportsbook. And at DCTV, we love giving you guys bonus bets. So bet only $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you're watching the Super Bowl with the DraftKings Sportsbook. So all new customers, get in on the action. Use my promo code DCTV. Bet only $5 or more and get $200 in bonus bets instantly at the DraftKings Sportsbook, where the crown is yours.
Daniel Cormier!
What's up, guys? Start of a new week as I get ready to head out to Australia for the middleweight championship. I took the weekend to think a little bit about what I saw over the course of the weekend, because when you think middleweight, you think Israel Adesanya. You know, Israel Adesanya has been, for a long time, one of the greatest middleweights we've seen. Israel Adesanya has been one of the best middleweights of all time and one of the most successful middleweights of all time. With all that being said, last week he got beat by Nassourdine Imavov, and he got knocked out. And I want to kind of get into what's next for Izzy, how hard it is to see our favorites, our idols, the role models go down. Because you know that, we say it in fighting all the time, Father Time is undefeated. It kind of becomes a cool thing to say, but it's never more true than in mixed martial arts. To rush to judgment, to rush to reaction is a thing that we do as people constantly. But I wanted to kind of really think about how I want to frame my words in regards to Adesanya. But at the end of the day, I think the words and the conclusion are going to be pretty similar to some that I've heard. I don't know that I feel as strongly as Michael Bisping in this regard. And Luis, you can throw this in the chat. I want Michael Bisping's chat, his quote about Adesanya. He said his time at the top is done, right? So maybe it's a little bit closer. I think he's done with the championship. He said, the biggest takeaway that it's over, Bisping said. Adesanya's reign as champion, I don't think will come again. I agree. I say that with the greatest of respect, and I truly mean that. An original, an incredible fighter, a legend of the sport, a future Hall of Famer. But his time at the top is done. I agree. Okay, so I take that back. I agree. I believe that Adesanya is done fighting for titles. But what I do not believe is that Adesanya is done as a fighter. I think that what I saw in round one was enough for me to believe that he could still compete. What I do believe, though, is that Israel Adesanya has earned the right to fight lesser competition right now, but also less rounds. Israel Adesanya has earned the right to be in a 3-round fight, a fight against someone that isn't on their way to a championship. Because you could say what you want about Imavov. This guy is on a short list of guys that could be in title contention. Truly, there would be no disappointment if after Nassourdine Imavov won last weekend, the next middleweight championship fight includes him. Granted, there's a Khamzat Chimaev guy out there that people believe should fight first. But if not Chimaev, and they go, it's Nassourdine Imavov, nobody would be upset with the way that he has fought and the run that he is on. Adesanya has earned the right to fight someone that isn't quite on that trajectory. Maybe a Brendan Allen or somebody like that. And that's a tough fight. I'm not saying it's an easy fight. I'm just saying that he's earned the right to not be in a number one contenders fight right now. I know the ticket's big. The money he gets paid is a lot. So he has to be valuable. But he can fight on co-main events and would still add value to a pay-per-view. He doesn't always have to be in those 5-round main events. But when you saw what he did last weekend, Saudi Arabia sold out, big gate. Now you know why Adesanya is still being put in those positions. But in that first round, I saw enough to say he can still compete. He looked fast. He looked sharp. But it's not the speed that's gone from Adesanya. It's the ability to see things coming, that quickness, the vision, and when you get hit as you get older, you go down. I swear, it's the craziest thing. You could get hit with something. And when you're young, I was 32, 31 when I started, they would hit me and I would just walk through it like the Terminator. But when I started turning 38, 39, guy would hit me with the same shot and I'd be like, damn, that one actually kind of hurt. You truly do have a power bar. And Adesanya, after a long kickboxing career, after the wars that he had in mixed martial arts, the Kelvin Gastelum war, the Robert Whittaker fight, he never was, for as good as he was a guy that got in the fight. The Pereira knockout, he got in the fight. He wasn't some pretty fighter that was always on the outside not engaging. Israel Adesanya was also very tough. And I think his toughness is what made him so fun for people to watch. But he ain't done completely as a fighter. I think that at the top, he should be done. I think he should be asking to be done at the top right now for a reset. And if there is a guy that has the mental makeup to know, yeah, maybe I want to step back. Maybe I need to do something a little different right now. It is Israel Adesanya. It is Adesanya. But I thought he looked pretty good in the first round. But I also don't know that right hand that Imavov caught him with lands on him a year and a half, 2, 3 years ago. I don't know that punch gets there. I think as Izzy fades away, I think he turns, he rolls, he does something to get out of the way of that strike. But again, with age go the reflexes, the timing, the ability to see things coming. And when you're a guy like Adesanya that's so athletic, that's so gifted, when that starts to fade a little bit, or the reaction time is like a half second slower, those punches get there. And then when you've relied on your toughness as much as he has, you start taking those shots, and you can't really do that forever. So yes, I do believe Izzy needs to take a step back, but I don't believe that he can't compete with any of these dudes by no stretch of the imagination. I think there are a lot of guys that he can compete with. I think there are a lot of guys that Adesanya still would be favored to beat. But it sucks, right? Because we have all these favorites. We have all these people that we are tied to and attached to. And with their success, the bond between fan and fighter, fan and athlete just continues to grow. And it sucks whenever you start to see those guys on the tail end. Demetrius Johnson, I saw, his reaction was classic. Get up, Nick. Like, get up, Izzy. It was so natural to see that reaction, because that reaction was shared by so many because of what Adesanya had become and has become to the fight world and the fight game and to fans all around the world. Young kids idolize the Stylebender. He was a guy that was a world champion that watched Naruto and danced and did all those cool things that the kids did. That's what made him so relatable. That's why they all love him. So the reaction to him slowing down is what you expect. You know, when you have beaten so many guys, it's hard to find guys for you to fight. He's already beat Cannonier. He's already beat Strickland. He lost to Strickland. He's already beat Paulo Costa. I need new matchups for Adesanya. That's why I said a BA. Because Brendan Allen got beat by Imavov last time, right? So he needs to kind of build back. If he could beat Izzy, he's right back. But if Izzy beats him, now Izzy has beaten a young, viable challenger, a guy that does have a ton of skill, and a guy that had been on a run. Now he's right back where he's at least starting to work his way back into contention. I just think that Izzy needs to be done right now with the very top. Now, no time is not on his side. But I do believe that there's still an opportunity that at some point he could work his way back there. Shower Bullet might be another guy that might make for a fun fight. There's just a lot of different people that he could fight that I think would be fun. Shower Bullet's at 170, though. But to move up and fight him would be a very, very fun fight between the two. Adesanya's done at the top right now. Yes, I do agree with you, Mikey. But I don't believe he's done as a fighter. I think he needs to take some time, refresh, get his mind right, and then jump right back in there. Because there's going to be a time where we don't have the Stylebender, and that's going to suck even worse than watching the Stylebender lose. Because right now we're still at least getting to watch the Stylebender. I remember when Anderson Silva was at the tail end of his career, and everybody's like, Anderson needs to go away. Does it feel better now that you don't get to watch him fight at all? That's the question. Enjoy these guys while they're here, because when they're gone, they're gone. And I know it'll be a hard time for a lot of fans when Israel Adesanya is no longer an active fighter. So rest, my brother. Take some time, Izzy, and then we'll see you when you get back in the octagon. But don't lose faith. I mean, you've done so many great things in your career. You can walk away today and be a first ballot Hall of Famer. So keep your head up, champ. Guys, until next time, like, subscribe, tell your friends about my YouTube channel. This week, big check-ins. We got Sean Strickland. We got Dricus Duplessis. I'm sitting out with Zhang Wei Li. And I'm also sitting out with Tatiana Suarez as she gets ready for her first UFC title opportunity. And main event Jey Uso after winning the Royal Rumble last weekend to become the guy that's going to headline WrestleMania. Big week for the channel. Make sure you guys don't miss anything. Till next time, guys, like, subscribe, and tell your friends that DC's got a YouTube channel. And I'm doing things like this. Until next time, peace.